Pakistan neighbors, look at Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives. We see increasing trust on Islamabad as compared to Delhi. Are India's sanctions and bullying tactics ineffective now?
Again, the practical proof. India attacked Pakistan at somewhere 12 o'clock at night. They always attack at night. When they're covered comes at night. Either covered would come at night and hit you, or a dacoit will come at night and hit you, or a thief will come at night at you, or a burglar will come and hit you, or a criminal will come and hit you at night to save himself from the eyes of the people. This is what the Indian leadership did. I'll tell you the mental stature of Narendra Modi what it is. In 2018, India had attacked Pakistan. You remember? They came there. When they were planning this operation, a day before that, the Indian Chief of the Air Staff told Narendra Modi, they said we are going to take tomorrow. The Indian Chief of Air Staff told Narendra Modi in a briefing that tomorrow it's a very dark night. We have very thick clouds, so it will be difficult to undertake the operation. You know what reply from Narendra Modi was?
What?
He said, no problem. The aircrafts will hide under the clouds, so in Pakistan will not come to know. So go and attack. I'm telling you the mental level of a man. Right. He's worse than a Bazari Gunda.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm your very own Fariha Farrukh. You're watching 360 Digital English. Welcome to Global Crossfire, where propaganda collapses and truth is dragged into the light. I do not chase headlines. I expose what others desperately try to hide. Tonight we confront India's failures, their brutality, separatist fractures, and Pakistan's unstoppable rise, militarily, diplomatically, and regionally. No excuses, no fluff, just brutal truth. We will explore India's foreign policy collapses, Pakistan's regional diplomacy, military victories that shattered Delhi's claims of dominance, the brutal Hindutva agenda, the rising separatist movements like Khalistan, and elections fraud exposed in Bihar. Brace yourself. This is confrontation with facts that the world cannot ignore. So today we have with us Brigadier Retired Syed Ghazanfar Ali. He's a force known for his razor-sharp analysis and firm grip, whether it is defense or even if it is strategic matters. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Kind of you for inviting me for such a strategic talk.
India claims regional power status, yet 75% of its neighbors accuse Delhi of meddling in their internal affairs. How can Delhi hold its claim while being diplomatically isolated?
Thank you very much. Actually, one has to see the geographical background, placing of a country, its economic structures, its economic policies, and on top of that you have to see the behavior, conduct and character of the leadership existing in any country. India claimed to be a democracy. India claimed to be a secular state, and it was in a part of time. There have been a good leadership, I would say, in India. Though all the leadership which came after 1947 had been anti-Muslim. That's why if you start from 1947 and come up to till today, there have been at least 64 anti-Muslim massacres which have taken place, and at a very bigger level.
Absolutely.
And still taking place in Jammu and Kashmir. You see, there are 8 lakh army deployed in Jammu and Kashmir, and approximately 12 anti-human laws which have been imposed on the population of Jammu and Kashmir, which is demanding right of self-determination, starting from Pota, Tada, Jammu and Kashmir, Public Security Act, Jammu Safety Act. So that they are killing people, and the Indian army is even gone to the level where they raped 100 women at 10 o'clock in the morning by 4 Jammu and Kashmir light infantry, 4 Rajputana rifles, and in front of their relatives, in front of their kids, in Kunan Poshpura. And then they have gone to the level they are kidnapping innocent children under the age of 10, and they are keeping them in concentration camp, then ringing up that concentration camp is located on Srinagar Jammu Road. and then they ring up their
relatives.
their parents, then bring this much of money and take you. I mean, what I'm trying to tell you, and what happened in India against Sikhs in the recent past, what happened in India against Muslims in the recent past. There were, after Indira Gandhi's murder, Indira Gandhi was murdered because of terrorism. You see, in India, there have been leaders have been murdered because of terrorism-related activities. India is such a dubious country. Indian leadership is such a hypocritical, terrorist-oriented leadership that the man whom they call their father, Gandhi, the RSS party which is in power in India today, killed Gandhi, which is their father. They call him Bapu and place his photograph in every office. The RSS, which is in power, one of the RSS preachers killed Gandhi after 1 month of independence, right on the point blank range. Then Rajiv Gandhi was killed because he infiltrated, he intercepted, he went into the internal affairs of Sri Lanka. First he was beaten up by a soldier when he was inspecting the guard, and a soldier threw his rifle on his back. Then he was killed by a suicide bomber, because of interfering in Sri Lanka's internal affairs. Then Indira Gandhi killed undertook operation against Sikhs on Golden Temple. The Sikhs murdered him. After Sikhs murdered him, there were 8,000 Sikhs which were murdered on Ghaziabad and Aligarh railway and Delhi and Calcutta and Bombay railway station. And on top of that, then they passed a resolution that this killing will not be discussed in the parliament. So what I am trying to tell you is, I am trying to tell you the character of leadership, the conduct of leadership, the stature of leadership. This is a Bazari leadership. These are, you can now, at this point of time, there is a gang of 7 criminals who are religious, hatred motivated, worse than Hitler and Mussolini, worse than them, they are ruling India. Now, if you are ruling by using religion as part of politics, and you are trying to not only kill minorities, you are trying to kill one of your own caste, which is Dalit. Indians have 2 castes. What is Brahman? Brahman has further 4 castes. And then there are Dalits whom they call untouchable. So they are killing them also. About a week back, one of the Dalit girls went into their temple to take water. So one of the two persons caught that girl, and they broke her leg. And they said, how has she come? So what I am trying to tell you by all these things, that the character of Indian leadership, the conduct of Indian leadership, the religious hatred they are generating, the extremism they are generated, it is being bought, it is being criticized, it is being received by the powers world over. What did they do in Canada? They tried to kill the Sikh leader in Canada. What did they do in America? They tried to kill a Sikh leader in America. So FIR was launched against them. What did they do in Qatar? They were there. One of their serving officer, one of their brigadier, along with 10 people, was involved in espionage for Israel in Qatar. So they were given death punishment. Then Modi went there and he lied on the ground and said, do anything with me, but please leave those people. And then after that, what happened? What did they do in Iran? Iran caught 129 people who were part of intelligence affairs. They were providing information to Israel regarding the scientists, regarding movement of defense personnel, manufacturing drones. So out of those, in 129 people, 74 people were Indian. So these are the practical example which I can put front. I can say anything as a Pakistani, but I don't want to say anything. I want to give you the documented proofs which are available in records today. So if you have this type of leadership, would your neighborhood like you? Does Canada like India?
Not at
Does
all.
Americans like India today? Trump is daily bullshitting them and pushing 25% tariff, then 25%, because Indians lied to him. Narendra Modi, who is the greatest fascist, who is worse than Hitler and Mussolini, who is a Bazari Gunda. He is worse than a Gunda even. If that type of a leadership exists in a country along with Amit Shah, I said there is a criminal of 6 gangsters who are religious gangsters. Amit Shah, Narendra Modi, Ajit Kumar, devil, whose two sons are involved in money laundering for terrorist activities. Then Mohan Bhagwat, who is the head of the RS. There's Rajnath Singh, who is their defense minister, who is a cartoon. He was, when the Rafale came there, he was pouring the lemon on top of the Rafale. So if you have this type of a leadership, would you develop good relationships with your neighbor? That is what is happening in India today. That Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, China, everybody is slapping on their face. Actually, when I say all these things, or when you say all these things, we are not talking about the people of India. They are as innocent and as people in Pakistan
Absolutely.
are, as people in Sri Lanka are, as people in others. But the leadership which misguides them, leadership which compels them to adopt a religious hatred approach, which is done by the BJP and RSS preachers. You know, RSS, which is formed on the basis of the terrorism in 1825, when Hajbar and Bakal wrote that book. On top of that book, when they formed, they said we got influenced by Hitler and Mussolini, and we are creating a party by the name of RSS. And the book which was written by Hajbar, on top of the preface of that book, they wrote that in India only the Hindus will live, quote them. And anybody who does not convert to Hinduism, either will kill them or we will expel them. And these sayings are similar to the Netanyahu saying, which is in Jewish writing, which is said Amalek. And Amalek means, which Netanyahu quoted in one of his speech when he attacked Gaza and all that. And Amalek means, it says that part of the Torah, their religious teaching, it says that if you have to serve your purpose, kill women, kill kids, kill man, kill sheep, kill goats. So similarity in Israel Zionism, which is the part of the Jewish haterism and terrorism, it is the same thing, the Hindutva and saffron, which is being followed by India. So if you have that type of leadership, how can you cultivate good relationship with your neighbor? This is what is happening in this region. Then India, which said that I am going to be a security provider. Actually, what happened with Narendra Modi, I told you, basically he is a Farrukh. He does not have intellect. He cannot give interviews. He cannot hold press conferences. He has never held a press conference. He gave one interview, and that interview was to Karan Thapar.
Right.
Karan Thapar is a famous intellectual, and he takes interview of the leading world personalities, a very neutral person who gives neutral opinion. Narendra Modi went to his interview, so Karan Thapar has that you have a very bad impression. I am quoting Karan Thapar, quote Karan Thapar, you have a very bad impression. Why don't you remove this stigma of terrorism and stigma of Muslim hatred from you? So Narendra Modi stopped for a moment, asked for a glass of water, and then he threatened Karan Thapar, and I quote Narendra Modi said कि हमारे ताल्लुकात अच्छे रहने चाहिए. Meaning thereby that I'll kill you if you ask this question to me. And after that he got up and left the interview. This is the type of the leader you have in India.
Right.
So if you have this type of leader, you tell me, through the document, through everything, that how can you cultivate good relations? And moreover, Narendra Modi had thought, I personally feel, by reading his face, he thought that probably he is the Russia of this region, he is the America of this region.
Miscalculation.
So if you think more than your size, more than your height, what would happen? You will be criticized, you will not be accepted. The world is globalized.
Yes.
The world is not anymore. It doesn't have one power. It is not unipolar. It is bipolar. It is becoming multipolar. And Marco Rubio recently said, American defense, he said the world is going to be unipolar. So that means that you have to accept your role according to your size, according to your placing, and you have to have a clean conduct for that, clean character for that. You don't have to believe in terrorism. You don't have to initiate terror. In India today, India is involved in state terrorism. In Pahalgam, they killed their own people, which was killed by the Hindu militants aligned with RAW. Similarly, this thing they had done when Clinton visited India and in Chitti Singhpura, you remember? Yeah. They killed 38 Sikhs. And then Madeleine Albright wrote a book, Mighty and Almighty. And in that book she wrote that So those 6 who were killed on the visit of the Clinton in Chitti Singhpura, they were killed by Hindu militant, not by ISI, because they had thrown the blame to. So this is their character which is coming right after separation of India and Pakistan after 1947, and today you say India is not recognized as a world power, neither by China, nor by America, nor by Russia, nor by any other country, and they are being slapped daily on their faces. That is why now Narendra Modi is running to SCO.
Well, I enjoyed the answer, honestly. Pakistan neighbors look at Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives. We see increasing trust on Islamabad as compared to Delhi. Are India's threats, sanctions, and bullying tactics ineffective now?
Yeah, again, the practical proof. You and me talk.
Facts.
We would talk in favor of Pakistan, but I, as a neutral observer, what happened in last May, in 10th May, India attacked Pakistan.
True.
At somewhere 12 o'clock at night. They always attack at night. Because they're covered comes at night. Either coward would come at night and hit you, or a dacoit will come at night and hit you, or a thief will come at night at you, or a burglar will come and hit you, or a criminal will come and hit you at night to save himself from the eyes of the people. This is what the Indian leadership did.
Right.
You know, very interesting thing I'll tell you. I'll tell you the mental stature of Narendra Modi, what it is. In 2018, India had attacked Pakistan. You remember? They came, their aircraft came across Muzaffarabad, and they fired a missile which hit the Balakot, and two crows were killed. Pakistan took all the ambassadors to that site.
Yeah.
Then they claimed that we have done this. When they were planning this operation, a day before that, the Indian chief of the air staff told Narendra Modi, they said we are going to do it tomorrow. So the Indian chief of air staff told Narendra Modi in a briefing that tomorrow it's a very dark night. We have very thick clouds, so it will be difficult to undertake the operation. You know what reply from Narendra Modi was?
What?
He said no problem. The aircraft will hide under the clouds, so in Pakistan will not come to know. So go and attack. So I'm telling you the mental level of a man.
Right.
He's worse than a Bazari Gunda. You see, so what happened? The question you are asking, that their belligerent tactics and their high-handedness, they are killing minorities, killing Dalits, their worst mental attitude. Pakistan, when they attacked at night, last time when they attacked in 2018, our DG ISPR came on the television, I still remember, and quote Asif Ghafoor. He said, we'll hit you back at the time of our choosing, at the target of our choosing. Very few people in the world say this thing that we are going to attack you. Because surprise in such a military operation, your father is also a military officer, ask him, surprise is the basic principle of undertaking any offensive against your adversary. You hide your time, you hide your target till the last moment. True. But we said we'll attack you at the time of our choosing, and we attacked 10 o'clock in the morning, and we brought Abhinandan here and killed him. And they also not killed him, but captured him. And he was captured by the civilians. And we, as a moral gesture, as a high gesture, because we are high morale people, so we returned him. The similar, now this time they again did this thing. So again we said that we'll hit you back at the time of our choosing, at the target of our choosing. And on that night when they attacked Pakistan, they attacked without any information, without any warning. There were news coming that Narendra Modi that this conference, given free hand to army, given free hand to air force. So that free hand came. There were 130 aircrafts which were in the air across Muzaffarabad, across Lahore, and across down in front of Hajira, Kotli, and all that area. And Pakistan Air Force took off, and there were 34 aircraft of Pakistan Air Force. There was a J-10C and J-17 Thunder F-16. So our 34 aircraft, remember it is the highest air battle which has taken place for 1 hour. And what we did, we hit 3 Rafales and we hit MiG right in the morning, at night. And that Rafale which hit, next morning, the debris of that Rafale which fell somewhere near Batinda. The photograph was published in Hindu newspaper. You read that newspaper, and the total story came. What Indian government did in the morning, they banned Hindu akhbar and they picked up that correspondent and put her in a jail. After that, they have been saying that we didn't lose any aircraft. After that, Pakistan said, now we're going to hit back.
Yes.
Indian DGMO rank our DGMO said कि जी अब बहुत हो गया है तो अब हम फर्दर एस्केलेशन नहीं चाहते. Meaning देर भाई कि आप कुछ ना करें.
Yeah.
तो हमने चूड़ियाँ पहनी है कि हम कुछ ना करें. We said we'll let you back.
Yeah.
We have always said we'll let you back. So Pakistan retired then replied, we attacked their S-400 site and destroyed S-400. And the pilot which went on S-400, he went after writing a will that I'm going on a suicide mission. I may come back, I may not come back. But
sure.
Alhamdulillah, he came back very safely. We destroyed the BrahMos, which is the pride of Indian Army, at Beas, where they had stored BrahMos missiles. We destroyed that site and we hit number of the airport. Yes, we accept that Indian missiles did drop at Noor Khan base. We never lied. We accepted that openly. Indian missile hit Balori base, where one of our squadron leader and 6 Jawans were Amresh Shahadat. Their namaz-e-janaza was offered later on. We accepted that. Indian never accepted that what is their damage. They have been telling lie to the whole of the people. So one of the correspondents asked Christina Lamb, who's a Christina Fair, who's a professor, and you know she's a very famous writer also and journalist also. In one of the interviews she was asked that Indians are claiming that they have struck Pakistani aircraft and none of their aircraft has been destroyed. So what was her reply? I am quoting her, not giving my right. Quote Christiana Fair. On live television, he said, whatever Indians are saying is bakwas. So you can know what the world thinks. Washington Post, Al Jazeera, New York Times, read their stories what they. And if you don't, if somebody doesn't want to read the story, there is an Indian website and newspaper by the name of Federal.
Right.
It writes the Federal. Behind the Federal, there is the voice of the states. Somebody can go and read that. On that, the Indians have posted the photographs of those places which they hit.
Right.
And in that article, there are two articles. One is Operation Sindoor, and another an article which refers the articles to Washington Post and New York Times. That what was the pictures of the places before damage and photographs of the places after damage. In that they gave all those damages which we have of Pakistan which we had access. In that they never mentioned that they have destroyed Pakistani aircraft.
Now
and what happened then?
Right.
Indian Army, Indian Air Chief, who was sleeping, मेरा को भांग पी के सोए हुए थे या धनिया पी के सोया हुआ था. He wakes up after 3 months and then he says कि हमने पाकिस्तान के 6 जहाज गिरा दिए. Because I think he was playing TikTok or something, some game in his dining room, and while playing a game he thought यार मैंने तो बताया ही नहीं कि हमने 6 aircraft, मैंने यहाँ 6 aircraft इस game में मार दिए. So he comes and gives us. That was not followed by. So what conclusion we read, that whenever India has done anything, we have practically given response to them.
Right.
And since we have given a response to them, so by use of the military might, the superiority, the advantage which Pakistan gained geopolitically and geostrategically, so India, which used to be thought as a security provider of the region, that concept, that impact changed overnight. And now Pakistan is thought to be a security provider of the region because at times these states which have there are power potentials of the state. There are economic power potential, there is a military power potential, there is a cultural power potential, there is diplomatic power potential. All these are the power potential, power ingredients of a state. So at times if your political power is weak, you gain strength through your military power. Or you gain strength through your diplomatic power. So that was the diplomatic come military power which gave you the strength and which world recognized. And you see that the Trump, how did he behave, how did he call Chief of Army Staff, and why Indians are under a constant stress going on. So Pakistan has emerged as a player in this region. Not in this region, but in the world politics also, because immediately after that there was an attack of Israel and Iran, and Pakistan stood with Iran. And the world knew that Pakistan is standing on the right side of the narrative. So these are the things because of which Indians' importance and India's standing in the region and the world has been relegated down to, I think, a zero level. They have a good economy. We shouldn't relegate anything. They are the third largest economy of the world. They have a big army also. They have a big navy also, which they are going to trying to convert into blue water navy. But the conduct of the character of the leadership, if the leadership is terrorism oriented, if the leadership is high-handedness, if the leadership religiously exploits their own people and religiously exploits the world as they are exploiting Sikhs, as they exploit the minority. So that leadership cannot take the country forward.
BJP's Hindutva agenda, as we talked about, it weaponizes law, media, and of course the state machinery. Is this state-sanctioned error? Is this state-sanctioned terror which is destabilizing the entire subcontinent?
India has Goody media,
Yeah.
not the national media. And I have not given this name.
Yes.
Ravish Kumar, who is a very famous vlogger also and a very famous journalist, he called Indian media the Goody media.
Goody media, yeah.
Meaning thereby that Indian media is the illegal child of Narendra Modi. So it's a Goody media.
Yeah.
It never tells you truth. You know, in Republic TV, there is a journalist, Arnab Goswami.
He talks nonsense.
What he did was that in one of his program, he said there is a 6-star hotel in Kabul. On 6th floor is the office of the ISI. Kabul doesn't have a 1-story hotel. So he's made 6-story hotel. So you can judge the conduct of NDTV used to be a very famous TV and very impartial TV. NDTV was bought by Ambani. And after that, it has become the tool of Narendra Modi because Ambani and Gadani have collaborated with Narendra Modi in financial corruption.
Right.
Narendra Modi has been involved in financial corruption along with these, millionaires in India.
Right.
RSS, I told you the character of RSS. And it's not RSS only. It is RSS, it is Bajrang Dal, it is VHP, it is Samajwad, it is all these extremist parties which are combined together. And they had, after joining at one hand, they had made one agenda which is known as Sangh Parivar.
Right.
Meaning thereby, look at their mental level of leadership. They initiated one mantra. They said ke beti bachao bahu lao.
What does that mean?
That meant that don't let your daughters get married to Muslims, but make your boys get married to Muslim women, so that you increase the size of the Hindu population.
Right.
And kids taking birth out of that marriage would be Hindu. Whereas if you marry a Muslim, if you see the qualification of leadership, one of the BJP leader, I was reading his statement when this war tussle was going on, and there was a leak, there was talk of nuclear weapons and all that. So one of their BJP leaders said, he said it in Urdu, so I am narrating to you in Urdu. He said कि अगर nuclear attack हो ना, तो अपने जिस्म के ऊपर गाय का गोबर लगा लेना, तो आप ताबकारी के असरात से बच जाओगे.
I don't know what to say on that now.
So you can imagine the level of the leadership. वो the leadership जो गाय का गोबर खाए और गाय का पेशाब पिए.
Yeah.
You know, Narendra Modi goes out, and he has a habit of hugging the head of the state. When he meets the head of the state, he'll shake hand and then he'll hug them.
Right.
So head of the state now avoid hugging Narendra Modi. Why? Because उसके मुंह से गाय के यूरिन की बू आती है.
That's gross. Phew.
That's why they avoid. Recently, he went to meet British Prime Minister Steve Cramer, and when shaking hand with him, the Cramer was, dragging his hand back.
Oh.
So, what he's trying to do it, when BJP RSS took over, they did two things. First of all, they psychologically capture their audience or their public. They created a fear in their mind. They
Right.
worked on three logos. One is creating a fear in their mind. Fear in their mind was, which they normally repeatedly say, that Muslims are gaining majority. So if they gain majority, you will become a minority.
Right.
On this, Narendra Modi said कि जी ये बच्चे बनाने की machine है.
Oh.
And that created that fear in the mind of the. There is a lot of illiteracy in India.
Absolutely.
People are not much educated. Second thing was that they related it to religion. That your religion is under danger and in danger because Mughals ruled you for that. So. Longer 800 years, Mughals were ruling you, and then they terrorized Hindus. So if Muslims gain power over you, your religion is under. So common man came under the threat of their under this doubt by their saying कि जी हम हिंदुत्व को डायना. Third thing is that they propagated Hinduism in their schools and colleges.
Right.
You see, in their schools and colleges, there is a world NGO by the name of Infinity. It is a Hindu NGO. It is working in America. It is working about in 34 states. They collected money, donations from Hindu zealots and Hindu high-handed people who are good businessmen and all that, on the pretext that
Right.
we are going to change the syllabi of Hindu institution in India. And
Right.
they funded that universities and schools and colleges in India to convert Hindu syllabi in line of Hindutva and saffron terrorism.
Right.
So this is the culture which is happening in India nowadays. When you try to terrorize your people, when you try to touch their religious beliefs, and you would tell them that you are going to be a second-rate citizen in India. This is what BJP did. So they captured a lot. That's why BJP won last time, second time, and third time when Modi said that ab ki baar 400, so they couldn't win because people gradually are realizing that BJP and the RSS is only cashing on their religious hatred towards the minority and religious extremism. So
Right.
that is what the India today is, where you see Sikhs being killed, where you see Dalits being killed. There are 34 districts in north, in ahead of Chhattisgarh, where Mao struggle is going on.
Absolutely.
And for the last 15, 20 years, that area is declared as the Red Corridor. Indian army can't go there, Indian establishment can't go there. So there are the independence struggle going on. They do not want to be the part of India, and they are fighting for their independence. Similarly, you see the right of self-determination in Jammu is because of the Indian atrocities.
Absolutely.
If India is so good, if Narendra Modi is so good a leader, he should call back the 8 lakh army from Jammu and Kashmir, lift all those anti-human laws. Then he will see his value. But he knows that is a third-class Bazari Kunda, and people do not like him. So he is not calling the army. He is not calling back the army. He is not lifting those sanctions, which is being now recently. There is another development in India.
What's that?
You quoted that. That is 30 days, 130th Constitution Amendment.
Yes.
Which
That's
gives,
very interesting.
which gives power to the federal government to
Yes.
sack any minister, to sack any chief minister. So anybody who is not following the line of RSS and religious haterism or religious terrorism, the Narendra Modi would sack him. So this is the state policies will never be realistic policies. And if you do not have realistic policies, and if you buy judiciary also, and judiciary becomes a laughing stock, any country where judiciary becomes a laughing stock, that is the last indication of their falling down to the ground. And what did their judiciary did in Babri Masjid case? Babri Masjid was a historical mosque which was built in Mughal time, and it didn't have any mandar or anything underneath. But when the judiciary gave their judges gave the decision, they said, "Nahi, this is there is a mandir behind, so you make a mandir temple here, and we'll give you alternative play." And Ajib type of a decision.
Yeah.
So that is what it, in Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party, Kejriwal,
Yes.
had revolutionized Delhi. The system of the school which he created, I would appreciate him to the last extent. The government school has modified them so much, and he had brought so much social uplift in Delhi that Narendra Modi was fearful of him that he's going to win election. So what he did, he lifted Kejriwal and his 100 followers 2 days before on a very stupid pretext, a week before the election, and locked him up in jail. So this is what the type of India today is, if you want to see in reality.
So as we conclude, sir, do you think India is on the point of breaking down?
India is a very big country. And there are a lot of sane vices in India too. Whatever we talk today is basically those facts which emerge out of the state of the leadership, style of governance, and style of creating hatred amongst masses by way of raising their own influence and strengthening their own power.
Right.
But there are opposition parties in India like Congress, Samajwadi Party, Nationalist Party, and all those things. So I think India is on a downward trend. India today is no more is a power which yielded influence or which created impression abroad as a democratic and secular state.
Right.
India is now being seen as Hindutva, saffron, and extremist Hindu state. And such like a state cannot vouch for any place in world ranking today. It will keep on functioning until unless the present type of the leadership, which believes on terrorism, which believes on hatred, which believes on religious conspiracies, which mixes politics with the religion, which mixes religion with the politics, and which tries to yield personal interest out of that state will go down day by day.
Absolutely.
But it will continue to stay as a state. I can't predict such like thing which is not realistic, but it will go down the drain, and it will lose its influence in the comity of the nation in times to come.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. It was an honor having you on our podcast today.
Thank you very much, and very kind of you. And I wish Pakistan keeps on playing its role according to the reality and according to the geostrategic interest. And Pakistan is doing that and has chances to emerge as a very powerful nation.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, that was Global Crossfire, where propaganda collapses and truth is dragged into the light. I am Fariha Farrukh, and remember, ignoring cracks in power does not protect you, it endangers you. Keep watching 360 Digital English. Take care. Allah Hafiz.